2 league titles back in the mid-70s, and those 3 FA Cup titles for Nigeria, and of course, don't forget that a Continental Trophy as well. So great stuff for them there, and of course, let's head on to Emmanuel.
There is this contest. One team defines the history of the Nigeria Premier Football League. The other amplifies the dream of many. Wherever you are across the world, we bid you a fine welcome to the Samuel of Bermudia Stadium. Bendel and
so great stuff for them.
Welcome the mighty Enyimba, the People's Elephant, fourth top encounter. But every player in the matchday squad, the headliner, certainly no other tie in this round weighs the same. Premier Football League is a fixture that over the years tends to favour the home side. Wherever you are across the world, we bid you a fine welcome to the Samuel of Bermudia Stadium. Baron, but surely Bendel and Chukam, welcome the mighty Enyimba present in the stadium, and all tuned into the broadcast would be anticipating, as often as they say, the beauty of any football game is tied and defined by it's befitting for football with this level of quality. One, certainly we are looking forward to the league format. Has got the representatives of the 20 competing teams, joined by the LMC agreeing, but that's just pretty much the form guide. The last head-to-head, as mentioned earlier, they are teams with immense pedigree, but the last campaign, not a single goal was scored in this stadium, not a single goal at the Elephants Park in Aba, an arena where teams visit, and most of them leave with their tails just beneath. Hey, Football Federation, the IMC, all sat in that round table prior to the start of the new campaign, just to legitimize the layout for the season. One which seems pretty uncommon, but it's not a first. I always like to mention that we've seen an abridged season in the Premier Football League in days past, but this time around it's pretty unique. 10 teams in Group A and Group B respectively. The top 3 teams from both groups will assemble for a Super 6 playoffs, which not only would produce the eventual champions, but also 2 other teams who would represent Nigeria on the continent. That's the current standing of this group that will produce today's competitors. Insurance after 8 games. Happy points they've amassed. They've won 6 games. 3 of those matches were picked up away from home. Those maximum points. Surprising to see them drop a point at home. And you've got the second group. It's very dicey because no one is certain who will advance. Lobby Stars currently lead the pack, as Abia Warriors also, who are a surprise second. The champions Rivers United have played 2 games less. It's understandable. They've got that engagement on the continent, the CAF Confederation Cup, so they are piling up the outstanding matches, which you never know. A bet in hand often isn't worth maximum points, as they say. The Kada, a team from Akwa Ibom State, not in a happy place. They could be sent to the Nigerian National League. And I've got Yubi Ndunofit, who has made his way from a pitch side to the commentary booth. Yubi, they don't come any bigger than this.
Great to have myself here, Emmanuel. Of course, great to work with you once more. it doesn't come bigger than this. And of course, it's only fitting that after match day one, myself and you were covering the Bendel Insurance game back at the Gospel Aquabio Stadium. We're back here for the midway point of the season, so there's lots to look forward to.
Football. A match officials are spread across the country. Salisu Bashir from Kano as the referee for this game. He would be assisted by Ber Simon from Benue Gos and Shola Konji, who would be the fourth official. It's good to see John Noble. That's the confirmation. The identity of the match official again. A game like this, you know, the camera lens will be beamed heavily on him as much as the potential goal scorers and players who could decide to throw a bit of theatrics. Well, the picture wouldn't hurt. Concentration on the face of the captain of Bendel Insurance. Quite an exciting lineup, you've got to mention. Happy Times just might be returning to the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium here in Benin City. The Enyimba side will have two changes from the team that defeated Shooting Stars the last time out. So Maria Lalibo and Elijah Akani coming to replace the draw of Mark Benotika and Ademola Adebambo. For Insurance, there you go. There's the performance propeller for Coach Monde Odige. Has been retaining a large chunk every match day. 8 players continue in that fold. Goalkeeper Obasaje, Benjamin Taminu, Sunday Anyao, Ebuka, Soje Divine, Imade, and Ismail Sarki. That's the Enyimba setup has touched on. Just 2 changes from that side that pitch Shooting Stars. They are Mac Ben Otika and Ademola Adebambo taking off for Sumari Alalibo and Elijah Akani. Elijah, by the way, Yubi got a debut goal for Enyimba, but we'll love to see you play for those who followed MFM Football Club. And it's good to see him start in this fixture against.
Yeah, it's good to see his progress since days of MFM, and of course he is now in the big fish, if you like, because Enyimba are, of course, the biggest club in the land, and it takes a couple of levels to get into that kind of performance. And I think he's one of the players that has become a mainstay in the team now. So great to see him play. Of course, alongside Semeka Yoma, who's a striker in great form at the moment, 7 goals so far this season. And Fini the judge did mention that the team are finally beginning to get to grips with what he's been saying and the coaching staff. So hopefully that continues today. But Enyimba haven't done bad at all. The only reason they are not up on the table is because of Bendel Insurance's incredible form. So there's clearly a lot to look forward to in this game. Yeah,
while you were brilliantly analysing the cameras, Pan, and the fans of Enyimba International who journeyed all the way from about down to Benin. They believe in something higher, so they will somehow just get themselves ready. Concentration also on the face of Salisu Bashir. He knows this is the biggest of all the contests for this match day.
That's for sure. I mean, when this match, when the fixtures were made, this is the one you hope that come match day 9 it will be in prime position for the two teams. I kind of feel like Enyimba have, benefited from just, focusing on the league this season. Of course, they always want to be in the big fish, in the big tournaments, on the continents, but they're clearly reaping the rewards of being tunnel vision this year and focusing on this. Got to say that Bendel Insurance will not have it easy today. The officiating is better in the APFL these days, and if you play well enough, most likely you get a victory.
Yeah, I mean it reflects on the statistics. 6 wins this season, 3 of those have come away. One you're familiar with in Akwa Ibom State.
Yeah, very much so.
A technical department of Bendel Insurance led by Coach Monde Odige. Lots of expectations surrounding this side. If Enyimba get a win, they close the gap. If Insurance, for most people, is expected should win, it's just consolidation.
Yeah. Enyimba can close the gap to 1 point today with a win. Insurance can open that points gap to 7 by the end of the match day. So there's a loss at stake for both teams. I think Insurance would love the cushion. They would like that very much, but also realize that they don't have much to prove on match day 9. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I'm sure if you handed both teams a draw, They're taking an end the game now.
I think they will. I think they will. Just come, compose. Finidi George, legend when it comes to Nigerian football. But Insurance fans wouldn't care about his records.
Not at all.
They needed me to catch my breath, UB.
Yeah. Commentator's privilege.
Sakimbo, John Noble's got the opportunity of playing for the Nigerian national team.
He's in a great class of local league players who are able to don the Super Eagles jersey.
So officially kicked off, first against second in Group A. The unbeaten against the establishment. This is what we all have waited for. That's here now, so I just oblige you to watch and drink as much as you can in. As often pronounced, there's no room for complacency this season. Every point is attached with relegation and a potential top 6. In less than 60 seconds, it's a corner to Bendel Insurance.
You know, I spoke to the coach and I did say his teams do fly out of the blocks. They try to go press very early on, try to get that early goal and settle into the game. That's just another sign that, you know, that's their mantra. That's how they predicate their game upon. And Deputy, of course, couldn't quite get the opening goal there, but sign of things to come today.
Deputy Echeta, one of the acquisitions, and he somehow just bedded into the system quite easily. A sign from Giants Brillis Football Club. Here's the big man, Winwu. Got a goal in that game in Jos against Plateau United, one of the more forgettable fixtures for Enyimba. It's a heavy charge. That's hoping to get the ball below Yakubu. Oh, that's an exciting pace from Imadeo Sarenko. He's having an exciting season for Insurance this campaign.
Oh yeah, he is. Two of the best strikers in the league on this pitch today, Michael Bioma, Imadeo Sarenko, and that pace there is something you shouldn't take for granted. He's just maybe sprinted 15 yards to, you know, get past the Enyimba players, and you can see the home fans. You know, you might not hear them, but just behind us here or beside us know what he's all about. They've seen him a couple of times. He's just a real good young player coming up.
Noble for Enyimba, a goalkeeper who started his career just before moving to AS Kara of Togo, and also had to play for Cameroonian side Pantel Sportive. That's where the Enyimba scouts pretty much discovered him during the 2018-19 CAF Confederation Cup and said, well, your talent is good enough for Enyimba International. He eventually joined the team sometime in August 2020. Telling pass from Ini Adam, captained by Sadiq. Just a rare presence of Enyimba in the final third. And a corner kick for the People's Elephants.
Yeah, rightly so, corner kick. Try to, you know, jolt the referee into giving him a goal kick, but was clear to see. Good pressure from Enyimba in the last 2 minutes thereabout. They've also made their way up the pitch, 5-10 yards. Got a corner for themselves, and one corner apiece now is battle.
Well, the first look pretty threatening from Insurance. Can they return the favour, Enyimba? Well, it's dealt with comfortably by Tanimu Benjamin. Here's Ini Adam. Just seeking that opener in the penalty box. No pressure for goalkeeper Amas Obasoje. He's played every minute this campaign for Bendel Insurance, the goalkeeper.
You need a solid backline, you need some reliable players, you need an injury-free team to be on the kind of run they've been on. I mean, 20 points from a possible 24 is remarkable. They haven't lost any game, and, you know, they're very hard to beat. Got to say, set pieces. They're hard to. We've got a very tall team. It has to be mentioned as well. I remember the first game at the Gosula Kwabio Stadium, and you know, Kwa United had lost to throw at them, but they were very resolute in that game, and they're very physical as well. As you can just see in the tackle there. But Enyimba are no slouches themselves. When you look at the Enyimba's team, you know, some big boys there too, calm, composed. Bit of an early treatment here.
Yeah, bit of concern for the fullback, it seems, Julius Emiloju for Bendel Insurance Football Club. Looks like he's appealing to the assistant referee, but Tanaim Batro is going to be fine, so he'll be patched up. That's more for Deputy Echeta.
You can understand why he's a bit, you know, asking questions about the referee, because the weather, I've got to say, is harsh out here. The Matan is something we all know in Nigeria. You don't want to get an injury in this period because he'll stay for a long time, but yeah, perks of the job, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Philip Ozer trying his luck from such a position. Sake of identification, it's a natural surface, UB.
Yeah, very good. I mean, we got the chance to walk early on the pitch and take a look around the place. It's really even surface, and especially if you're familiar with the Nigerian weather, it's not easy to have a really lush pitch here. So credit to the management, Bendel Insurance, and of course everyone who's involved for making such a nice, beautiful surface for the players.
Yeah, it had to be reworked in 2018 by the current administration of Governor Godwin Obaseki. Not just the playing surface, but the entire arena.
Stadium is in really good shape as well, Emmanuel.
Certainly not an attempt. Chukwemeka Obioma. Seeking the presence of teammates just on the far right hand side, but well defended, and that's something Insurance have done brilliantly all season.
Yes, you don't let crosses in. It's one of the hallmarks of defending nowadays. You don't let people cross the ball into the box. No matter how good your centre backs are, they'd rather not deal with crosses every now and then. So it's something they're very comfortable with, and I've got to say that, you know, everything Enyimba have thrown at them, they've been able to cope with that so far. And you can see people holding their positions, just knowing where to be and trusting their players. Imade, of course, they're on the ball.
Philip Ozer just giving away possession for Enyimba. And that cross into the deep for the goalkeeper, unconvincing, but he keeps it out momentarily. And the man who's played every single game, starting off, Chibuke Winwu, just intentionally put himself in harm's way. To free kick to Enyimba.
Yes, Enyimba. Of course, it's one of those free kicks you get to buy yourself and your team some time. It was a dangerous attempt. They're just watching it back now. I mean, this is what, a cross or a shot, but I think he'll say it's a cross or a shot if he went in. But yes, first real attempt at goal, and I think the you know, Noble was rattled there for a second. Not quite sure he judged the flight of the ball quite well, but early signs of what Bendel Insurance are all about. They'll get the ball in quickly. They'll try to put the pressure on you, and they've got the height to actually cause some real trouble.
Ozer?
It's a bit of a reckless pass there. I mean, all he needs to do is just put the ball down and make a nice vertical pass. Tries to go for the outside foot, couldn't quite get the player he intended for.
Yeah, it's not been his start, Philip Ozer, but he's quite the player. Exciting to watch when he's performing. Joined Enyimba in July 2019 from Delta Force. Had to spend that season on loan at Kwara United, where he did perform. Eye-catching performances are dished out. One of those acknowledged box-to-box midfielders.
Yeah, you can see his whole action. Tall, physical, imposing. It'll be a real midfield battle there today.
Ebuka Akabundu is one of those who've shone quite brightly this season for Insurance. Oh, it's a challenge there. So Maria Lalibo, left inside in the Adam for Enyimba. We've got to calm things a bit, trying to play the pace of Insurance, making them lose their identity.
Yes, Insurance will love that kind of game all day long. They'll take you at a physical challenge. But it's about who gets the hold of the game, I imagine. String a few passes together. It's been bubbling away in the last 10 minutes thereabout, but yeah, tackles flying. That's another one.
That's Julius Similoju going hard on Sadiq. Abubakar.
Must be a painful one to take one like that. I think that was the ankle. It's not nice for Sadiq there. Yeah, it's acknowledgements of what went down.
Similoju. Cut out by Winwu. Any of them? Captain play by Deputy Echeta. Intercepted by Winwu. Quite exciting to call his name.
Yeah.
But if you're not comfortable with the pronunciation, you can call him Winwu if you're trying to spell alphabetically. But, well, excellent and composed play. Well, Somaria Lalibo just almost enveloping Imadil Sarenko. Is that a fair free kick to Insurance?
Oh, I think it's a fair free kick. I think it's a bit exuberance from Somari. I think he's got to, taking it down a notch or two. He's been all over.
Well, Pascalese actually in that instance, Yubi. He's got the complexion and composition of Somari. Just quite physical players.
Yeah. I think keep an eye on those two, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They've been all over each other.
He looks quite miffed with the decision of the referee.
Yeah. I think when he watches it back, he'll say a bit overzealous there. But yeah, you want to be physically dominating and imposing in the game. You want to make sure that the strikers know that you're not going to give anything away early in the game.
Well, just on the blind side. And he's missed the chance to make it count. Oh, Nobu didn't see that coming.
No, it didn't see it coming. I think it's a really good free kick. They didn't look like he struck the ball well, but he went for the precision rather than the power, and I think he kind of caught Noble off guard. I think Noble was expecting something high and hard, but it was more of a placement shot, and the follow-up shot not quite having the accuracy to put it behind the Super Eagles International, but really good strike there. That's the third time Insurance have come close to opening the score here at the Samuel Gbemudia Stadium. Not quite sure. I mean, just look at the flight of the ball there. If the camera just... It takes the bounce just in front of the goalkeeper. I think that's what sort of confuses the goalkeeper. It almost felt like his wall wasn't quite in place. So, a bit of an advantage there for Insurance. But it's stuff like that we've become so accustomed to seeing with Insurance. They're dangerous from all facets of their game. Set pieces, aerial duels. They win many aerial duels. They cross the ball well, and they got a very potent striker. So, yes, no surprise they've got the better chances so far.
Winwu. This could be that rare chance. And in fairness, the passing for Enyimba hasn't been great.
Yeah.
Ebukar Kubundu, the intention was good, but just the, well, cut out defensive play from Enyimba at that instance. Wasn't the first choice this season, John Noble, for Enyimba, until that sending off in Jos to Olorunleke Ojo, and afterwards it's been first choice. Rare sight.
Couldn't quite get the ball under control, couldn't quite make the right contact with the ball. But it's been end-to-end all game. I mean, pretty much in the opening 15 minutes, we've literally gone from one end of the post to the other. I don't think any team is interested in putting 10, 15 passes together. They just want to go end-to-end. I think they realized that the first goal in this game will be very important for both teams. Of course, Insurance have come closest. You would expect that with the familiarity with the home surface. Oh boy.
Didn't look too happy with that challenge. Sadki Ismail, also one of the top performers for Insurance this season.
Yes. I mean, it's sort of like a miracle that the referee hasn't put out the yellow card or something since the start of the game, because the players are in many ways taking the liberty here, but the referee just trying to make sure that this goes on as smoothly for as long as possible before any potential bookings.
So too heavy a pass to find the right back, Bilal.
Emmanuel, you can just see it's just the right side for Enyimba. That's where the attacks are being built up. It's pretty much where all the attacks have come to. I think the left area is where, of course, you've got Emeka Obioma there, who is going to peel off the far post to try and, you know, run off a defender and head a ball, something like that. But you've got to get the crosses in, and that's where Insurance have been very strong. Ismail, very good in this area, not allowing crosses to come in.
You've got police football now.
Yeah, it's ping pong stuff at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's safer to say that. No one wants to be questioned for such description. Heinz Pascalese. This time to the man much talked about, Philip. Quite composed, the goalkeeper, John Noble. Here's Winwu for Enyimba. I had to see him get across to the ball there, the top scorer, Chukwuemeka Obioma. Doesn't look quite pleased, UB, with that.
I mean, I won't be pleased as well. It's hard for a striker to continuously keep chasing balls down, and they're pretty much passing into space, and not quite sure he's going to enjoy doing that for the rest of the evening, but sort of seems like it's a deliberate game plan from the coach Finidi George to play into space and try to catch them. The high line, Bendel Insurance are trying to play, but I mean, I wouldn't want to be out there on the pitch. Surface is really dry. Players not taking invitations to hack you down to the ground, but I think that in the end, Enyimba have come here to make it very difficult for Insurance. Insurance have tried to be a bit more purposeful with their game, and every time they work it out wide, you can see they're trying to be a bit more deliberate, getting to better positions across the ball.
It's pretty central. Doesn't look quite convincing. The punch from Noble. Emiloju's cross. Intercepted by Sadiq Abubakar.
Yeah, it's just not the kind of defending you're going to be pleased to see if you're Finidi George. I think John Noble doesn't do himself, justice there. I think he should catch that ball easily. Wasn't under so much pressure. Ultimately dropped the ball and created the chance then for Insurance. Another corner now.
Well dealt with in that instance. And that charge. The ever-present Pascalese. Emiloju. Frustration just ebbing from the Enyimba performance, but free kick to Bendel Insurance. Deputy Echeta.
Yeah, Insurance realizing Enyimba are up for an aerial battle all day long. They're just trying to string 1, 2, 3 passes together. Enyimba, when they get it, they just play it forward. Hopefully he finds Emeka Obioma who's on the ball now.
Yeah, just completely clustered and dispossessed. He looks isolated up front.
Certainly does. You'll need his team to be a bit more purposeful, take care of the ball a bit more. Won't he love to score another goal here today? Just to say he did 8 goals in 9 games.
I mean, that would be excellent, Yubi, if you consider the fact that all through last season, 7 goals was the statistics he ended the campaign with, and in 8 games he's got 7.
Yeah. Scored 2 last time out.
As a man who enjoys scoring braces, actually.
He's a tricky striker in many ways.
2 goals against Kwara United, 2 goals against Al Kanemi. And as mentioned by you, a brace against Shooting Stars in Aba.
I'm not quite sure. I think his goal, was that the fastest goal this season?
He
scored last time against Shooting Stars?
One of the fastest, because the record at the moment stands with the Remo Stars player who got that goal against Enyimba in Akene. That came in about 55 seconds.
Yeah. We've seen a few of that this season.
We have. Ebukaku Bundu. Echita. It's in a dicey position. John Noble. We've seen more of Noble in this encounter than we've had the pleasure of describing the brilliance of Amas Obasoji.
Yeah, I think he'll love to keep it that way. I'm not sure he would love to be spoken about. The less you're spoken about as a goalkeeper, the better you're doing. But Noble has been clearly at the thick of the action. He's clearly one of the reasons, or the main reason, Enyimba are not a goal down at the very least.
Straight pass, win-win for Enyimba. It's it across to Sadiq. It's an unsuccessful one to between himself and Elijah Akani. Not many players get the privilege of scoring on their debut. I had that against Nasarawa United. And also that fantastic performance against Gumbi. They picked up maximum points. Match day 7. Surprisingly, actually, UB Gumbi United came to this well-carved-out stadium and picked up points. The only side to have done that this season.
Yeah.
So far.
Sometimes it's the ones you least expect.
Yakubu Bilal. He gets his moment under the sun. Amasu Basaje.
Yeah.
6 clean.
Remarkable stuff.
And it's something I think they've done brilliantly this game so far, keeping out Serki and Imadi Osarenko.
Yes.
But how long can they keep them off? That's the question.
Well, so far so good, they'll say. They keep doing what they're doing. I think they've been really physical. They've, really rough handled those strikers, and they've let them know it's not going to be one of those days they're going to have it easy. But the thing about Imade is, he stays in the game, always sniffing, always poaching, always waiting for something to drop for them. And you can just see.
Oh! He looks off, but the goal will stand. That's the man we've just spoken about. He gets his 6th goal of the campaign, Imadi Osarenko. Well, it's quite violent, but he shot down the elephants.
What a goal. I was just speaking about him. He never gives up, never stops running, never stops chasing. He's got to go out of nothing. He's just mastered the art so far this season of being in the right place and looking around in the right areas. But what a goal there. He literally appears, so to speak, in the box. And boy, how many times have we seen this? 6 goals this season so far. Remarkable stuff. And if there's anyone in this stadium who plays a bet, what a season is having, Imade. You just look at the pictures there. The Enyimba players are thinking, we've done it so far. We've kept him quiet, and just at the very moment you think you've got it all sorted, and you've made your... look at this. The ball comes in. What I noticed about them is that they overload the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in the box there, so it could have fallen to anybody, but it falls to Imade, who's onside. It's the timing of the run that makes the goal happened, because it did look offside from the start, and we held our breath here before we announced the goal. But quite a great goal, I've got to say.
So goal number 6, as confirmed by you, confirmed by the fans. I'm sure you heard them. They cannot stop with the numbers. He's been able to perforate the defense of Aqua United Plateau. Kwara Remo shooting. And now Enyimba International. That's Bendel Insurance 1, Enyimba International 0.
Well, 20 minutes of action. I think we've seen some really physical stuff. But fair play to Bendel. They've been the better team. They've played a bit more purposefully, intentionally about the ball, taking care of it more. Enyimba have been more prone to, kicking the ball out and letting, Bendel Insurance build from the back. But Insurance went about their business very quietly, tried to string passes together, and if there was anybody they want the ball to fall to for the one chance, it was Imadi, and he did the right thing there.
Well, almost a chance for him. Ekene Awaziem. They require an instant reaction. Any Adam? Cut out by Ibuka Kabundu. Pascal Eze tries to find Sadiq. That's cleared out well by Julius.
The movement, Bendel Insurance, and the variety of their play. Many times they've decided to come short, get the ball, play out wide. He might have sometimes made the dummy run. But yes, I think full credit for them, to them, Bendel Insurance, for their goal. They had 2 or 3 clear-cut chances before that goal, and I think third time is always a charm, and they got it. What a beautiful piece of skill there, Emmanuel.
Certainly looked like he was coming through from an offside position. But the interception was essential. Sadiq. Bilal Yakub, what a stunning challenge from Sunday Ayawu. It seems the centre back has combined excellently with Taminu Benjamin.
Yeah.
We start a bicycle kick.
Bit of a late challenge there on the Insurance central defender. Benjamin, of course. Beg your pardon. But it's that kind of assurance in defense that allows you the breather you need. Here is the back pass, but a quick press there. They're not letting crosses in because, of course, you've got a very lethal striker in Meka Obioma, who is in remarkable form at the moment.
Well, he's been a pedestrian in this game.
Yeah.
That's audacious. I mean, if you're top of the table, if you have scored a goal against Enyimba, you can hit a strike from our commentary position.
Oh, definitely. Not quite sure you tried this far out, but but they're a team in real confidence. I think you could see in the way they play. And their fans almost arrogant, expecting another goal in the game. If you could hear them just to the left and to the right of us here. With every move, it's almost as if though they're expecting more from their team, and it's the kind of standards they set for themselves this season. So, I mean, if you watch them play, they trust their positions. They're not clustered. They're almost playing to instructions, and you can see the disappointment when they miss a pass. So it's almost a bit of an exuberance from the fans here about how they've approached their game all season.
They reckon each possession should lead to a goal-scoring moment. Oh, Elijah Akane is brilliant. Sadiq, and he's gone down in the box.
Well, it's a yellow card to Sadiq. And from where I sit, I thought it was a penalty. I thought he's been tripped there, but I mean, we'll have to see the replay to make a real verdict on that, because he looked like he was on the move. I'm not quite sure why he'll take a dive there when he was in full control of the ball and about to put on the pass. Obviously, the replays will tell us better. The referee has to make a choice in real time. But from where I sit here, I thought that was a penalty. Let's watch that back now. It's not the replay I was looking for, but I mean, hopefully we get to that replay sometime sooner rather than later. But boy, that should be a contentious talking point in the Enyimba camp at the moment.
Dumbfounded, some of the fans certainly would be from Haba. It's bounced around. And the goalkeeper called into action, and he saved brilliantly just to keep out Ismail Sadiki.
The deadly duo pouncing again. It's still 1-0 to Insurance, but could easily have been 2-0 there. I mean, the transition from Bendel Insurance is electric sometimes. It's almost lightning. They move from their goalkeeper to attack, almost catching him by surprise many times, but they've got a corner now.
Pocket of yellow and green shirts in the box. Ebuka Akabundu to take.
Yeah. Not the best corner kick in the world, but I mean, almost at the half-hour mark here, and you fancy something still happening before this game goes to half-time.
And how they give away possession. Almost regained a goal scorer retracts to help out in midfield. That's how efficient he's always when he's not scoring. He's tracking back to support Imadi Osarenko.
Yeah, he's a very mobile player. Doesn't like to be isolated. Doesn't like to be too far from the ball. But here's Chukwuemeka Obioma. I mean, from his point of view, he thought that was a 50-50 body check. You can't blame me for being stronger than the defender there, but he's been feeding on scraps so far this season in this game, I beg your pardon, and that's the one real time he got in behind the Insurance defense, and he thought the Enyimba bench surely thought he was well within his rights to body check the defender.
Yeah, exactly. Just a teammate there said it was a 50-50 challenge.
Yeah.
Winwu, Any Adam for Enyimba. That's a crossfield pass to find Sadiq. Has Bilal Yakubu. The intention is to lay free Mecca. Clearance is good from Tamina Benjamin. Previously with Jigawa Golden Stars, Bilal Yakubu captained the side in the Premier Football League some seasons back. And Masabasi again, show off all the clean sheets he's kept. If he manages to get one today, he'll cherish it.
That's for sure. I think there are teams that, there are games that mean a lot more. 8-time champions coming to town, it's a real atmosphere. And they would want to get a win over Enyimba here and a clean sheet, do it in style because I mean, that could easily have been 2-0, but I did speak about the transition, the way they switch play. Look at that. I mean, the win the header, next thing you know, he's stronger than him, puts in a pass on a platter, but the defender just does enough to put him away from making the right contact with the ball there. Not aggression, that was just enough, but Insurance creating clear-cut chances, and they'll be very pleased with that.
Samari Alalibo, Any Adam, Philip Ozo. Yeah, I don't think it's a fixture where he wants to sit back and reassess his performance in the first 30 plus minutes. Enyimba midfielder. Eight-time champions. The last of that success train happened in 2019. They get a floater, just finding the presence of Chukwuemeka Obioma. And it's intercepted. Bilal. Safe hands of goalkeeper. Amasu Basoje.
Well, Chukwuemeka did a lot to generate any kind of power there. You have to, you have to have a neck of steel to generate real power to affect the goalkeeper there. But I mean, he's shown that if you get me the service, I could get on the end of things. I could make the channels. I could run the channels. I think Sadiq and himself have been one of the more intentional players. They've tried to, hold the.
Samaria Lalibo to say this, but he was a registered member of the team. He's going solo, Elijah.
I'm not quite sure why the referee takes so much time to make that call, but it's been that kind of game where been clearly stop start for the first 15 minutes. I think the game has flown a lot more in the last 20 minutes thereabout. But yeah, that was a tackle, and I think the moment he went down, I mean, you could give a free kick for any of those tackles there, but eventually the referee waited for the second one. And Enyimba do have a chance here to make the goalkeeper mask work.
The curse of the supporters club. Regardless of the outcome, they have to keep chanting.
Yeah.
They don't want to be left behind, I should say. That's an enticing position for Enyimba. There's Pascalese there, there's Philip Ozo. There's Elijah Akoni. And there's a goal kick for Insurance.
Yeah. Not quite what he was looking for. Just a replay. I mean, he just strikes the ball. It's a bit wild, but I mean, he's one of the players who has worked hard today. So you can't fault much from the striker's point of view. He's had to feed off scraps in many ways, but if they just manage to be a bit more composed with the ball, they just manage to pass it around a lot more. Trust their positions, trust your man, the system. It's been a bit all over the place from Enyimba's point of view. They haven't managed to string 5-6 passes together. What that means is that you're constantly always going to be chasing to win the ball back. And that's not great for the energy, especially in the weather we've got here. It's really dry, dusty. And what you want to do in weathers like this is conserve your energy. You want to be able to, communicate with the ball a lot more, bring your man closer. But that could also be down to the great work that Insurance have done tactically. Of course, the coaches spent long hours watching the systems of the opposition teams and trying to nullify that. By the evidence of what we've seen, I think Insurance have, been coming out tops in that. They're winning that battle.
That's Maria Lalibo in the Adam. And that's how they should play, Enyimba.
Yeah. I mean, it's taking them 38 minutes. They're about to string a couple of passes together, and you can just see they've got the quality to do it, Enyimba. I mean, they really much work the ball from one end of the field to the other, and in those moments you could see they could start to drag Insurance out of position. So I'm not quite sure why they're not doing it so often this evening, but it's the one time we've really seen them take care of the ball and treat it as a friend, not as an enemy.
Bilal Yakubu for Enyimba just failing to keep hold of that possession. Going to be a handful of tweak in terms of tactics in the second 45, but for Enyimba and Insurance.
Yeah, I think for Insurance the message will be simple, more of the same, keep them as far away as possible from our goal, stop the crosses from coming in, which is what they've done all game. I think Imade and Seriki, I think they've run the channels really well. I think they've come short when they needed to. They've given the midfield some buffer. And they've given the Enyimba defense, real trouble there. But Pascal once more, very challenging task.
Divine Wachuku, a maestro in his own right, one of the more exciting players to watch. That's not a bold call from the referee.
I think it's a good call. I think it's a good call. I think even if it's a foul, it's outside the area. But I think the Enyimba defender stuck with him, stuck to his task, and the diminutive player has got a real tricky fit there. But it's a bit of dangerous play from, I think, Ozo there, or Pascal it is. That's a bit of reckless. I mean, we'll still be outside the box, but I think he's lucky guy there to, you know, get away with that kind of tackle, because 1 yard, you know, out could easily be a penalty, and you know, almost at the stroke of halftime, would have totally gone from what has been a disappointing game from Enyimba's point of view to worse. So yeah, I think still stay as they are. But Sadiq has been at the receiving end of so many, you know, ferocious tackling so far this evening, and everybody very eager to grab a bottle of water.
And the referee with the audacity to just ask the Enyimba players or the physios for water.
Yeah.
Well, fair play, we continue to preach.
Yep.
Because I'm certain it would have quite a lot to say considering that penalty call, which somehow transformed to a yellow card to Abubakar.
Yeah. It's just a replay of the goal on the big screens, and you can see it's got the fans going once more. It's just that moment of brilliance, that moment of awareness. It was the first real time where Insurance managed to overload Enyimba's box. 5 players in the yellow shirt were in the Enyimba's box, and that could really pretty much have fallen to anybody. High risk, high reward.
Indeed. They haven't had a quite pleasing on the road Enyimba this season. Despite that away win and 2 ground, just somehow tend to struggle. Hey, people's elephants, as they call them. A ball back underway.
It's a bit of gamesmanship there. I mean,
it's taking forever, UB.
Yeah.
Abasoje.
Showed a bit of theatrics. Trying to get under the skin of the Enyimba fans and the Enyimba players. But you can see what he's trying to do, trying to get to halftime with the 1-0 intact. He's not had much to do in terms of saving shots. He's pretty much had to pick up things from the goal kick or, you know, a wayward pass. But
additional time is 2 minutes. Bendel Insurance FC lead Enyimba here by Bendel.
Yes, 2 minutes of additional time. I'm sure you heard from the stadium announcer first. Quite proactive. That seemed like a high boot from Enyimba on Sarki Ismail. Himiloju's interception is timely. Elijah Akoni. Abubakar. Abubakar Kubundu. Continues to chase Aklanga. Quite composed defending from Pascalese. Yakubu. The isolated Chikwemeka Obioma. Referee plays the advantage. Not certain what Elijah Akani had anticipated. Had about 15 more. Even if the goalkeeper had been blindfolded, not setting that ball from Philip Oza. That's the a whistle signaling the end of the first half. That's here at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin, where the home side, courtesy of the man on your screen, with his 6th goal of the campaign. Imadeo Sarenko just capitalizing on some defensive lapses from the People's Elephants. But there's plenty still left in this encounter, the high possibility.
And this match has been shown live on NTA, and we want to commend the track record.
Check 1 2. Hello 1 2. Check 1 2. A 1 2. Check, 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 check.
Ongoing across the two groups in the first half. Bayelsa United 1, Enugu Rangers 1. Noble Stars 2, Goma United no goal. Niger Tornadoes 0, Bakada 0. Sunshine 0, Wiki Torres 0. Shooting Stars 1, Aqua United 2. And the game between Gombe United and Plateau United has been postponed. And in Benin, Bendel Insurance FC lead here by Yongo against Enyimba of Baba. Now to come in the second half. Let's keep the support coming for Bendel Insurance. Thank you.
Thanks for the gift. Yeah, appreciate it. Hello, sir. Oh, really? Nice. Look fit and well. Good to see you. Cheers. Once it's ready, I'm good. Let's have you first. Good. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. No, it's yes, coaching. Okay. Bendel are playing really well. Not bad. Yeah. Yeah, because this microphone, right? You can hear me.
Check 1 2. Hello, 1 2. Check 1 2. 1 2.
Ongoing across the two groups in the first half. Bayelsa United 1, Enugu Rangers 1. Noble Stars 2, Goma United no goal. Niger Tornadoes 0, Dakada 0. Sunshine 0, Wiki Tourist 0. Shooting Stars 1, Aqua United 2. And the game between Gombe United and Plateau United has been postponed. And in Benin, Bendel Insurance FC lead here by Yoko against Enyimba of Aba. Now to come in the second half. Let's keep the support coming for Bendel Insurance. Thank you.
So messy. Thanks for the gift of it, but yeah. Hello, sir. Oh, really? Nice. Look fit and well. Good to see you. Cheers. Once it's ready, I'm good. with the flick, and if he makes the right contact, then of course the ball goes into the net.
The pass. It's been quite the revelation this campaign. At hindsight, certainly no call for a penalty.
Substitution for Bendel Insurance.
It's going to be a tactical change now. Vincent Augustus.
Going out.
That's the man who will be introduced for Bendel Insurance.
I mean, it's always interesting because the coach could easily have made the sub, at half-time, but...
It's quite comical still that they're not certain who will be taken off. Well, I think the substitution will be cancelled. I felt odd because Imade was rushing towards the halfway line, which would be one of the weirdest tactical change.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just 1-0.
Yeah. Maybe a Keparat Balaga situation there.
Turn. And the control is even better. Exciting. Goes down in the box.
Not quite sure there's much there by way of a penalty shout. But Enyimba will take it, that's for sure. I think they could feel hard done by with a few first half calls by the referee. And they've just got to keep querying the referee just to make sure that he knows that they're not too happy with him. Sometimes you can trick the referee into giving you something.
They get something off this challenge. Abubakar tries to go past Sunday. Gets a corner, not bad.
Sadiq, if I'm not mistaken, he's been one of the more eventful players.
Yeah.
He's tried to create something out of nothing on that right-hand channel. He's got on the end of some rough tackles. But yeah, that's the replay there. I mean, he goes out, comes back inside. The touch just didn't quite, set up nicely for him to make a cross one time. But they've got a corner now, Enyimba.
To the part of Ismail Serki.
It's always going to be tough on the half volley. That technique is not something lots of players can execute. I think we've got some movements down now.
Yeah.
Just a touch delayed. There still will be implemented a tactical switch.
The man has been introduced.
In for Bendel Insurance is Vincent Augustus, number 34 shirt. And out for Bendel Insurance is 36 shirt, Deputy Echeta.
So similar positioning. And a man we had the luxury of mentioning quite often in the first half, Deputy Echeta has been taken off in what is a tactical substitution by Coach Mondio Dige, who, by the way, was reappointed to lead the technical department just soon after the team was knocked out of the Federation Cup 2 years ago, sometime July 2021. Mild stoppage. So the player just get the attention required. He's been like a bison, Pascalese. See players walk off the pitch themselves, not with the aid of a stretcher.
Yeah. I think he needs to be re-invited properly by the referee. He's just been told to do it the right way.
A throw from in. Lalibo. That's a waste of possession from Enyimba.
Enyimba just trying to find the strikers with the long balls. I'm afraid evidence of what we've seen is not been so productive in the first half. For the first 40 minutes thereabout, that's what they did. The moments they decided to pass the ball 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, I think we saw a bit of a better spell of play from them. The longer this goes on, Insurance would be pleased with how things have been so far, and they would say, you know what, we can do that all day long, across the ball. We've got some very assured centre backs who could deal with that. So in many ways, the game plan is almost playing to the hands of Insurance's setup.
First presence of the new man, Vincent Augustus. A solid challenge from the lobby.
Well, I think he's got to anticipate that challenge. He's got to know that the defender will stand his ground and maybe, kick the ball into space and try and run, or, give it up. But defender well within his rights to stand his ground there.
Free kick for Enyimba International Football Club. Ball handled by Ismail. He's got a couple of goals this season. 4. The last coming against Shooting Stars at the Enyimba Stadium. That's a high scoring contest. 2-2. Divine Wachuku. It's a good contact from Julius. Just running through. Like was Maker. Who just took the mount position of Julius and almost made it count from such an angle.
Yeah, it's just one of those early ones you take. But couldn't quite find the angle there. But ultimately, it's the kind of moves we've seen them do all evening. Quick transition. They attack like a flash in the pan. They just, make 1, 2, 3 passes and all of a sudden they're in your box. But I've been impressed with how they've done their business so far this season. It's been very composed, and I think it's all starts from the back. They defend very well, very deep, very tight, and they rely on the awareness of who's once again shown up that he's the player, one of the players of the season so far this season.
Indeed, Elijah Akani, man who also is always efficient with MFM Football Club. One of the youngest to play in the top division. Made his debut sometime in 2017. He was 16 years that year. But MFM are almost history now. How sad. Well, it's surprising not to see him let the throw for the fullback, deciding to take it. Sadiq Abubakar. Intercepted by the towering Sunday Ayawa. Oh, it was almost an own goal.
Yeah. You cannot blink in this one. Chances end to end, and Enyimba almost going level. I mean, that's a dangerous one to play. I mean, the proximity to the goalkeeper is what, 2 yards? That's a risky way to pass the ball back to your goalkeeper.
Vinny Adams cross. Cut out by Sanibu Benjamin. Here's Yakubu Bilal. Closed down by Divine Wachuku. Oh, he's such an unplayable player. And tries to find the pace of Imadio Sarenko, but it's safe hands. Or comfortable legs, I should say, of goalkeeper John Noble.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the Enyimba player is doing there. He's got to pass the ball back all the way to the goalkeeper. It's almost like they're trying to force the game. They're not doing the easy things, and they're making... I mean, the easy choice is just, roll the ball back to the goalkeeper, take a breather, recycle play, and have a go again. He's just played himself into trouble there.
Oh, Ekene Awaziem, quite fleet-footed. He's got a couple for himself this season. He'll be hoping to get goals, I should say.
Yeah. Bit of a nice footwork there. Enyimba getting more corners now, getting a bit more intensity to their attacks, and Hopefully, one of these corners, one of the set pieces could provide something.
Just that confirmation of the tactical switch. Filippo's evening is done. The 22-year-old centre forward Adebambo has been introduced to join Enyimba in September 2022 from Kwara United after a loan spell at NNL club Otesolo. Made his debut the last time out against Shooting Stars. And, you'd expected the manager Finidi George to give him the confidence boost of starting, but decided to play him from the bench.
Yeah.
And now he's thrown in an extra leg up front. That's I think he just oozes desperation.
Yeah, you can say that, but I think it's the right kind of desperation. He knows that the longer the game goes on like this, Insurance would start thinking we've got 3 points almost in the hand, so let's just lock it up and make sure that we take it home. So in this moments of vulnerability, so to speak, you've got to go out there and attack and show that you can take, even if it's 1 point from the game. I did mention at the start of the game that both teams would take a 1-1 point or points apiece, but at the moment, Insurance have got all three. The game is still on, but I'm sure they would rather take all three, given how things have turned out here this evening.
Hey, Majay, it's gone past him. Well positioned, goalkeeper John Noble.
I mean, in fairness, it's an easy catch for him. Comes directly to his near post. That's what you expect your goalkeeper to do. I thought the Insurance attacker could have made an extra pass there. Saw the goal, his eyes didn't lit up, but that's it. I think he makes an extra pass there. I think he creates more troubles for the Enyimba defense, but the substitute rather, Adebambo has come on and almost made an instant impact. Maybe not in the right way.
Yeah, negative instant impact. He's picked up a yellow card for his trouble, and a victim is still down on the turf. Not to imagine, by the way, you'd be saying Benzema, Suarez, and the retired Croats, Mario Mandzukic. Players who've got sort of attributes he enjoys.
Yeah, it's high praise.
Yeah.
But, yeah, why not?
And they also pick up cards, so I think it's fair.
Yeah. Throw it around.
The offensive taking the side of Walimade. That's an unfriendly arm swing there. Defender Pascalese. Highly experienced.
He's elders on the pitch, and this is somewhere this game was the game of the elders. He clearly is one of the more experienced players in the Enyimba ranks. So it's a poor kick. Luckily found an Enyimba player.
Yeah.
Something about his appearance today, I like it. It's just really beautiful.
Yeah. Akani Elijah. Adebambo. Hey, near them. Well, it was all about, yeah, just going to say the intention was good. It's the current score. Insurance 1, Enyimba International 0. It all could change. It's gone down on the box. And the referee waves play on. And this time, no caution to Osarenko.
Yeah, the referee is in the best place to see it, but look, that's why I'm not a referee. I could easily have given that for a penalty, but it all starts with this first ball. I think the referee's right. I think the referee's right. Honestly, I think he sees it. Credit to him, he sees it in real time. Because he's not in control of the ball, he almost tries to sell it to the referee. The referee wasn't buying it. Not quite sure why he's not dished out a yellow card, but honestly, if I were the referee, I'd give a yellow card, but that's why I'm in the commentary box doing the easier job. It's just the kind of tension in the ground for the second goal. The fans are expecting it, the players doing everything impossible to get it. Yeah, it's getting really,
Controversial.
fever pitch,
Yeah.
controversial here.
But I'll stick with you. You're the Xbox. The fans are emotional.
Yeah.
So if you say it's not a penalty, I think I want to say that's the right decision from the referee.
I've got to agree.
Vincent Augustus, the substitute, finds the final checker. He's had to play against Exquisite. Doesn't have the power behind it, Divine.
Yeah. I think he's been maybe the best player on the pitch today. His awareness on the ball, his understanding of where people are, glides past people, slows the game down when he wants, makes an extra turn. Couldn't quite generate the right power there, but the idea was good. And Insurance, off the back of Enyimba, trying to find their own goal, beginning to find a bit more spaces in the Enyimba backline, the final third of there. So maybe there's still a goal in this game. For who? Not quite sure.
Well, he looks pretty surprised there by the call. Free kick in favour of Elijah Akani. Colourful football boots he's got.
Yeah. I think it's something that's gone out of the game a little bit. Colourful boots.
Yeah.
You see players now more with the white or the black. Back in the day, you could see some very interesting combinations. I think it was Ian Robin who sometimes wore different, pairs.
And his playing days also, Finidi George had some colours. These days he's a Mr. Finidi George.
Yeah.
Under immense pressure, I've got to mention, because your legendary status cannot save you if you're not performing as a coach.
Well, that's for sure.
We've seen great players who metamorphose into managers get fired after a few games.
Yeah. The results speak for itself.
A chance maybe for Enyimba. Abubakar. Thanks. Mountain steps back. Two players down on the turf, but the outcome is advantage Insurance, so no real threat. Goalkeeper Amasu Basaje, one of very few goalies who have kept every single game. It's been a season where most clubs have alternated that position. Enyimba likewise with two goalkeepers.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple make 4 goalkeeping decisions this season, but for Insurance, it's got to be this man.
Amas has been ever present in goal.
Brilliant. Samaria Lalibo just cutting out that threat.
I mean, it all starts with this quick play out wide, brings an in-swinger, so to speak. But, I mean, the goalkeeper should be punching that, not trying to catch that. And, John Noble almost creates that chance out of nothing for the Insurance players. And even though I feel the game has been really end-to-end in the second half, it almost feels like Insurance have got the better chances to score.
The cross is good from Ibaka Kabundu. They're kept out. It's the pace now.
Sadiq, the one time he's ventured into this other end of the pitch, trying to catch the Insurance defense off guard. Didn't quite have the amount of pace to go past 2 players there.
Weewu. Referee says it was a fair challenge. Chukwuemeka. As timely anticipated by goalkeeper Amasu Basaje. Divine. Had too much spin in that.
Yeah.
They force the free kick. They get a bit of a smirk. But you can sense frustration on the face of the game, but strike that Chukwuemeka will be all right.
Yeah. Still got some love to give his gone ahead and almost told him get up on your feet, but it's not the kind of position he would like to find himself too often. Back defending in his final third. But that's why the team is there. You've got to come back sometimes and come short and play.
Julius Imiloju, propelled by the fans to hit. You call that a fair challenge or a fair attempt, I should say?
I mean, it'll take something to beat the goalkeeper from that distance. Not quite sure he thought about it well. I think he went with the fans' opinion. Enyimba advancing with about 5 players into the insurance half or the insurance final third, just sensing that the window of opportunity to score that equalizer might be closing. And Enyimba, I've got to say, are a good team away from home. They don't give up easily. They play till the very end. Went to go, they picked up points there. So they're not one to give up a chase easily, and they'll be in the game till the very end. The important thing from their end is to make sure that the game is still 1-0 and give themselves a chance to throw a long ball, overload the box, insurance box in the final 5 minutes thereabout. But I mean, we've crossed the hour mark here, and it almost looks as if though insurance have had the better chances. The longer this goes on like this, the more encouraged Enyimba would be that maybe, just maybe, there's something in it for them.
Win-win. How was him? Adepambo, he's got to be cautious. He's on a yellow card. The Enyimba striker just going in heavy on Tanimu Benjamin.
I mean, if he just takes care of the ball a little bit more, then he makes a good pass into space for his striker. I'm not quite sure. Look, it's been that kind of game where I think the referee giving him his final.
Just reminding him that he's on a yellow card in case he's forgotten, because it will be quite the tale if he gets sent off.
Almost as if to say, they play.
You didn't do that, you. If he wasn't on the yellow, I sense he could have been shown a yellow card for that.
Yeah.
Just the discretion of the referee.
Yeah.
To keep it pretty equal in terms of the numbers. Here's Imade. Sumari Alalibo.
Nice.
Imiloju.
Really nice piece of skill there.
Yeah. Always good to see him play. Exciting to watch. Likewise, the man on the ball, Niserenko. Oh, exquisite passing. Insurance. And a pass to the back post. And the referee had just picked up an infringement.
Yeah, really good piece of play by Insurance. One of the best in the game so far. They managed to find the overlap there. And it's all about runners. It's all about runners creating opportunities, drawing people out of position. I think that's what Insurance have done. I think they've been more thoughtful in the distribution. They've been more eager to find the extra pass and not force the play. And of course, that's how we saw the first goal. That extra pass is always important because you can always find that extra man. And look at this. Look at the amount of space he's found himself in here.
Brilliant goalkeeping. And a surprising miss from the substitute, Vincent Ostos.
I mean, it's a terrible miss in many ways there, but the fans here in the stadium not quite happy with that, not so happy with that effort. But I mean, look, this is a really nice cutback. It's a nice cross there. He might have tried to go with the flick, couldn't quite make the right connection, but I think he's just taking his eye off the ball a little bit because the ball is there to be hit. It's the right height. It's spinning a little bit, you've got to admit, but I think if he goes for a bit more placement and power, then we're 2-0 up to Insurance, and we're pretty much saying bye-bye to Enyimba, but Enyimba continue to dangerously.
Insurance 1, Enyimba International 0.
Got to say the second half has been a bit more eventful than the first half. Lots of attempts from Insurance and Enyimba's point of view. You could just see the frustration on the Enyimba striker's face, Neka Obioma. Just pass it a little bit more. Just pass the ball around. Just find the extra man. I mean, they get it. They win the ball back and they just give it back to Insurance. That's surely not how to get an equalizer. And I've seen Enyimba play this season. I think they've played some better games this year. That's just hopeful. That's just hopeful. But if there's any player who has earned the right to do something like that, it's certainly Abubakar. He's run himself into the ground many times. He's been rough tackled for it. He's been given a fair share of I think they've had the better chances. I think on another day they score easily 3 goals here today. I won't be as confident as the Insurance fans and say 4, but it's been that kind of game, and it's been that kind of season all season long for them.
And that's why they've kept as many clean sheets as they have this season.
Yeah.
And blessed with the presence of Divine and the pace of the substitute. Vincent has just run himself off the action point.
Yeah, I think it's just almost thought about the pass before and lost control of the ball. But the way he managed to get him behind there is an example of just how Insurance have gone about their game. They've kept players on the line of defense and always found someone. But Enyimba trying to create something out there, couldn't quite do it that time. But it's better when they try to do it more purposefully as opposed to hitting it long. Just a replay of that. I mean, that's the man who has caused trouble all evening for Insurance in some way. The weight of the pass is too heavy because, I mean, if he makes the right weight of the pass there, he's in on the action and potentially be a 1-1. So it's their final ball that hasn't quite been up to par, but this time I think he's been Enyimba's best player.
It's the point where commentators just effect the cliche of him running socks off. That's what he's done all game. That's some goal clarity from Abasir J. Very impressive. Divine defines the word impressive.
Yeah.
Kenny Elijah. That's Abubakar. He's got Adebambo central. Yeah. Necessary for him to pick himself up.
I think he's run himself into the ground today. I think, obviously, all the balls in terms of attack has come through that channel. And look, you're not going to begrudge him if he is tired at any point in time. But yeah.
Is Elijah Akani, and going in is Ikena Akapa. Also going out is number 10 shirt, Sadiq Abubakar. And then is Eze.
Well, it's not surprising you've mentioned how much of attacks he's helped himself with. So just confirming the substitutions again. Iken Nakupa and Eze Ekutoziam coming to replace Sadiq.
Rest there. You don't want to pick up an injury just when the game is, or the season is pretty much at the halfway point.
In the end, having it with the assistant referee.
Yeah.
They know they're still within reach of an equalizer. Ebuka Akubundu to take the chair, the former go-round and Sunshine Stars player.
Just an edginess and a jitteriness about Enyimba's defense. Every time a ball drops in there, they're not quite sure who's where, and constantly looking over their shoulders. That's the way Made is, because could easily have been a 2 or maybe 3 goals today. To Insurance, that is.
Go for Bendel Insurance.
Yeah. Not quite sure if you catch the ball far to your screens there. He's just having a good time. Almost, that's him.
Oh, it's almost goalkeeper spilling. Enyimba Cooper. Slippery gloves.
Yeah. I think his starting position is not quite great because he is too drawn to the ball. Doesn't quite see it all the way and almost drops it. But uneasiness about their defending and just the lack of calmness at the back for Enyimba. It's always been very rushed, very hasty, doesn't inspire much confidence, and I think that could translate to the goalkeeper as well.
On the pace, the attention, they try to build. Cooper with a soft turn. And the foul is against the Enyimba forward. Just to cut them. Any real attempt for a goal. When the last time sides met in a competitive fixture was during the pre-season tournament at the Remo Stars Stadium Dominican, it was a goal fest. That fixture had about 7 goals. Enyimba International scoring 4 of those. Kotsi, Chike Mboma got a hat-trick, and Sando Kireke, both players are not listed for this match day. Here's Cooper though in present time. Finds Enyimba. That's a decent cross. Even better defending. And the clearance from the magician himself, Divine Wachuku. Super 4 in the club season friendlies. Got a couple of goals in the process. Notably, those goals in the NNL Super 4 came against United. It's quite a loud challenge. Ogumbe Daniel and Enyimba Cooper, the substitutes clashing.
I mean, both players were not going to give it up. We're not going to pull out of the challenge, and yeah, ball on the receiving end of that.
Well, I'd wish the players, anyone who goes down, is able to walk it off, but this time, would have the motorcade.
Always wanted to be one of those, but not to an injury.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just to
I was wondering
around.
Okay, very often.
Yeah. See how fast it goes, pretty much.
I think he's got the pace of Imadio Sarenko, certainly. It's about 88 minutes played. Oh, he looks quite animated, Mondio Dige.
Yeah. He knows the job is very close to getting done, and he's just making sure that he translates that expectation to the players. No slip-ups from anybody. I think that would be his message. There's a real connection between the fans and
the players, yeah. Just before kick-off, when they walked into the stadium, they had this special number. And some of the fans who had made their way early enough chorused. No ball. Still a couple of assists from goalkeepers across the highest level for professional football. We will just let his foot in.
it's a great pass.
Ogunye. That's a brilliant turn from him. Tries to find Imadio Sarenko. Audacious attempt. Forward control, and a necessary clearance from the Enyimba back line. Chukwuemeka, who's been a pedestrian in this game. And they get Ikeda Cooper at full lane forward. He wants support to get it. It's a heavy first touch. It's a huge appeal for a penalty, but the referee doesn't call. And a free kick in favour for Osinagunye.
Yeah.
Lively since his introduction.
Yes, very lively. And you can see why the fans were screaming his name before he came on, but that's never going to be a handball. It's never going to be a penalty. Not in a million years, but this spell of play, just one of the best from both teams.
Yes, I called it. It's a double swap. Yeah, the stadium announcer is forgiven. It's easy to, as I touched it the first half, call him Oaiwu, but the right pronunciation is Winwu. And Samuel Kalu on, the man who also enjoys playing some of the big games. So the 5 required substitutions made by Finidi, all his eggs now on the pitch.
Yeah. It's pretty much showing his hand. It's up to the players to produce the goods.
This is Amadou Moeke. Just about 5 seconds on the pitch. And he's the most talked about player.
You can tell there's something between the fans and the players. It's always great to see that connection. Grazie,
Continually, you'll be aside from the goal he scored. He's got the same story as Chukwuemeka Obioma. Almost non-existent.
Yes.
But is that difference that he scored a goal?
Yeah. I think when he went to bed last night, he would say, if all I did tomorrow is score a goal,
yeah,
then of course, job done.
How many minutes of time you reckon?
4 minutes.
Well, 4 minutes of stoppages.
Or 4 minutes to bring in the cavalry.
They come forward. Ini Adam, it's a heavy pass. Samuel Kalu couldn't play, but they still have it. He's got so much energy. And it's a well-timed pass. Can the cross be perfect? A pass with the interception, the goalkeeper, Ini Adam. Not entirely a porous attempt from Miken Nakupa, but it was just too high and wouldn't trouble the goalkeeper. The fans present will just celebrate his performance, the goal scorer. Placed by Ademi Ebenezer. Just right into stoppage time. Every second is essential. Oh, not the challenge you would have anticipated. Samuel Kalu. Here's Ebenezer Ademi. Vincent Augustus. With a cross in and a brilliant defensive play. Always had the trust behind it the moment that cross was whipped into the. Probably one final throw of the dice. Maybe not.